Call the special meeting of City Council for December 26, 2024 to order at 4 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Myers.
Here.
Deshawn, here. Shireman, absent. Moritz.
Here.
Sherrick.
Here.
Hickman.
Here.
Me.
Here.
All right, this is a time for visitors that wish to speak only on the topics that are on this evening's agenda. Please come to the podium.
Kurt Fankhauser, 616 Prospect Street. I'm here to speak about the 2025 budget. At the last Finance Committee meeting, first thing I want to correct something I stated. I stated let's put the 2025 trial balance up on that monitor and go through it every line. I found out that the 2025 trial balance doesn't exist until January 1. But we could still put the whole 73 pages of the expense budget worksheet up there and go through the 2025 budget. So I was looking through some past meetings regarding past budgets, the committee meetings leading up to the passage of those budgets. In 2021, there was several meetings for the 2022 budget. First one being November 30th, 2021, Special Finance Committee meeting. John Ernsberger presented wastewater works distribution budget, while Tim Wood presented sewage disposal budget. Then on December 1st, 2021, Chad Slagle presented waterworks filtration budget. Chief Schwimley presented fire department budget. Chief Austenheimer presented police department budget. Then on December 6th, 21, Jeff Dunn presented his portions of the budget. Kevin Myers presented the council budget. Kelly Patterson presented the administration budget. Then on December 15th, they had a final budget preview meeting, and then that budget was passed on December 21st at regular council meeting. So to say that it's not common to have more meetings than one right before a special meeting to pass a budget is totally not in line with past practice. You know, my question is the budget's been getting tighter and tighter and tighter every year. Why aren't we sitting down and having more of these special finance committee meetings and going through them with department heads just like 2021 had? 2022 and 23, it appears they didn't do that. I don't know if it's because the administration was going to be outgoing at that point and they didn't care. But another thing, the manpower ordinance has pay raises in it. So I just want to state the mayor's salary, which is dictated by Ordinance 2-2023, is stated for the year of 2025 to be $56,854 and some cents. This proposed manpower ordinance has the position of telecommunication coordinator going up to $57,300 a year. That's $500 more than the mayor makes for somebody to run a Facebook page. To me, that sounds excessive. Also, the auditor's salary for 2025 in the same ordinance 2-2023 is stated to be $60,000 for 2025. In this proposed manpower ordinance, you're taking the two positions in the auditor's clerk's office up to $62,700. That's $2,700 more than the auditor herself for her own clerks. These pay raises are not, this is out of control. Okay, and finally, I'm going to state something that was sent to me by I'll just say his name. Harold May sent this to me. He's came up multiple times. He said when they are giving out $4 an hour raises, they shouldn't be going after those people who work outside of the city to pay for it. If they decide to go that route, I'll be back up there expressing my opinion. Working for the city is now the highest paid jobs in Bucyrus. They pay more than Temkin. Thank you.
Anybody else for public participation?
Greg White, 1125 Hillcrest Drive. Once again, why is council going to put the city into the red for 2025? Are we going to have less police officers on the street? Are we going to lose police officers from our force? From a very good source, Articat is going to close their Bucyrus operations. It's been publicly known now. How is this going to affect the budget for the city of Bucyrus? Why is the city not going after a civil lawsuit for unclean hands of a former employee? This could help out the city budget. Did the insurance commission make a mistake with the employees' benefits? They voted for this, and now the taxpayers are going to pay the price for their mistake. Are we going to have higher trash, water, and sewer rates? The auditor stated that this is a possibility and that certain projects might not get done. Raises can be put on hold until the city sees how the budget is working out. If you vote for all these two issues, then the voters will know when you guys come up for re-election. In closing, once again, I hate to state this, but it is in my belief to be the best truth ever. This will be the worst city council in the history of the city of Bucyrus that has ever been known. Thank you.
Any other public participation? Seeing none, consideration of proposed legislation for the second time.
Proposed ordinance 40-2024, which is the 2025 budget. Establishing an appropriations measure meeting the ordinary expenses of the city of Bucyrus, state of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending 31 December 2025 and declaring an emergency. Ordinance number 44-2024, which is the 2025 manpower. An ordinance amending ordinance number 20-24, establishing the compensation and human resource staffing, sick leave, and vacation of employees of the various departments in the city of Bucyrus, Ohio, and enacting in its place legislation pertaining to the compensation and human resource staffing, sick leave, and vacation of employees of various departments in the city of Bucyrus, Ohio, commencing January 1, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
Need a motion to accept those as the second reading.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick and a second by Mr. Hickman. Roll call, please.
Let's see here. Jerry Hickman. Me.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
DeShawn, yes. Shireman absent. Moritz.
Yes.
Sherrick.
Yes.
Did I do that right? Hickman, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Motion carries. Any member of the general public may present their inputs or comments on legislation that has now been read for the second time.
Kurt Fankhauser, 616 Prospect Street. On December 9th, at the Finance Committee meeting, in the packet, there was proposed ordinance for manpower for 2025. And it had in it, under safety forces, fire chief, and police chief, it had a 7.8% pay raise for the fire chief. For the police chief, it has 7.5% pay raise. Okay? Then, at the special council meeting immediately following that meeting, same ordinance in there again, with the same 7.8% pay raise for the fire chief, 7.5% pay raise for the police chief. Okay? It was read as a first reading that night. Now tonight, we have the same ordinance in here again, but if you look under E, safety forces, there's no pay raise for the fire chief or the police chief in here anymore. Something changed between these two pieces of legislation. This is not the same legislation that had a first reading on December 19th. If there's going to be changes made to this legislation, this has to be amended, sent back to committee, and committee has to make changes for it and then vote on it and send it back to full council. So I don't know what somebody's trying to do here by changing stuff, but you just voted to have a second reading on this ordinance tonight, and this is not the same ordinance that you had a first reading on December 19th.
Could I speak now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I was actually going to suggest that we don't vote on the manpower ordinance today because Ms. DeShawn had pointed out that there were some issues with possibly the fire chief's rate of pay. So in looking at that, I had him come up to my office as well as the payroll clerk, and they went back and their numbers match for what is currently stated, but there's a lot of confusion because of breaking up the negotiations. It used to be that all negotiations with unions occurred once every 3 years. The previous administration and two law directors ago, I guess, decided to break it out and do one a year. But because of that, whatever is stated for the police and fire chief in the manpower ordinance does not stay current with what was, because there's a little blurb in there that says that their raises follow the police and fire contracts. So it's always slightly off, and whatever is passed in the manpower ordinance is off. And then when it changes, we have to reopen manpower to discuss that again and change that amount of money. So when I was talking to the fire chief and the payroll clerk, I had brought up, well, what if we broke police and fire chief out into their own ordinances? There used to be something similar for the superintendents when we did that. And then there won't be as much confusion whenever we negotiate. Basically, we're reopening manpower every year. So if we can make their own pieces of legislation, we no longer have to do that. Does that make sense?
So it's your suggestion to pull proposed ordinance 44-2024 and send it back to committee?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion to pull proposed ordinance 44-2024 and send it back to finance?
I move that we pull manpower 44-2024 and send it back to committee.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, second by Mr. Hickman. Roll call vote, please.
Me,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
DeShawn, yes. Shireman absent. Moritz,
Yes.
Sherrick,
Yes.
Hickman.
Yes.
That motion carries.
Greg White, 1125 Hillcrest Drive. Why wasn't this brought out? Why are we still hiding stuff? Why is this council and people hiding crap from the voters? This is what people want to know. Why all the secrecy about everything? I mean, the budget comes out on the 11th, yet it's not on documents on demand. We couldn't even see it. Wasn't first discussed until the 19th. What is going on with this city council? Why all the secrecy? Why all the hiding crap? This has got to stop. This crap needs to stop. Thank you.
Anybody else wish to speak? Seeing none, we'll refer back to originating committee. Proposed ordinance 40-2024, the 2025 budget is referred back to finance. And proposed ordinance 44-2024 has been pulled and sent back to finance. Committee reports on pending legislation. Finance, Mr. Mee.
Proposed ordinance 40, 2024, 2025 budget, favorable.
All right, further consideration of pending legislation. For the third reading of proposed ordinance 40-2024, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the reading of the caption and text, and declare an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Sherrick, second by Mr. Hickman. Roll call vote, please.
Me,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
DeShawn, yes. Shireman absent. Moritz,
Yes.
Sherrick,
Yes.
Hickman.
Yes.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed ordinance 40-2024?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick and a second by Mr. Hickman. Roll call vote, please.
Me,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
DeShawn, yes. Shireman absent. Moritz,
Yes.
Sherrick,
Yes.
Hickman.
Yes.
Ordinance 40-2024 is duly adopted. Do I have a motion, either one at a time or collectively, to excuse the members that are absent this evening? Hearing no motion, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Sherrick, second by Mr. Hickman. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. We are adjourned at 4:17 PM.